game.com. And for the people in the cheap seats in the back, IFIWASGAME.com. And tell them you heard about it here. Transmedia Worldwide. We are going to go to our next guest. She joins us here on the telephone. Go ahead and give me a brief introduction on yourself, my friend. Tell us a little about yourself.
Hey, so I'm Mercedes Hubert. I wrote the book Mystery of the Moors, New Beginnings. It is going to be a series, but it is the first book of the series.
So tell me a little bit about why you decided to write this book.
So actually, I wrote this book for the majority of it years ago, playing Dungeons and Dragons with my friends. And I love the storyline that we've all come up with, and I ran with it and held on to it for years and finally made it into a book.
Fantastic. Fantastic. We have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big program. So take me through the writing process of bringing this book to life.
So with any good story, it's more trying to figure out how all the players play in it. So I'm not sure if you've ever played a Dungeons and Dragons game yourself, but you have multiple players. And my particular player is the eyes in which we are walking through this story. And it's really a coming together story as far as wanting to feel like you belong somewhere and finding that higher purpose in life, and then being shocked to find out the truth behind it. So you kind of get sucked into a whole new world, a whole new dimension where you got, mystery and magic and monsters just sucking you in the more you read.
Fantastic. Fantastic. We have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big broadcast. Now, this is an incredible, incredible piece of business. Tell me a little bit about some of the process, some of your goals here, bringing this book to life.
So with bringing this book to life, I just kind of want to normalize the nerdy side of Dungeons and Dragons in a sense of not that it's just for nerds, that anybody could play it and great things can come from it. It's not just, kids playing games. And on top of that, this story kind of connects you if you feel like that odd person in life, or like you have this higher purpose or higher goal that you're just not sure of. It kind of sheds light that anybody could really become anyone, and everybody's got, tough life or tough past, and, things happen in life, but that doesn't define you.
Fantastic. We have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big program, coast to coast, border to border on iHeartRadio, and also AMFM247.com. So how do people get this book and get involved with what you're doing online?
So it is actually available on Amazon. It's in 3 different versions. You get it hardcover, softcover, or on Kindle. Really, you just Google it. You can almost find it anywhere. I think Walmart's got it. You can go to Barnes & Noble's, Books A Million, any of the major bookstores.
Fantastic. We've got a great guest with us today. She joins us here on our big program, coast to coast and border to border on iHeartRadio. Also, AMFM247.com. So when you sat down and put this book together, what was your writing process like? Did you use notes? Did you have an outline? How'd this all come together for you?
So, it kind of sounds kind of dorky, but I would always just kind of take notes down for it, and my mom actually got me this, little character book, which I didn't even know existed. It's like a blank book that you keep track of your characters in it, and I kind of like that because I could visualize the characters a lot more by doing so and kind of add greater details to them. Not that they weren't great as they were, just adding more detail to them so they stand out more. And there is a little bit of a romance tie that kind of evolves through the story between the characters. So you get that connection while following the characters. And there's kind of hidden Easter eggs, so to speak, throughout the book. And as you read, you're almost kind of thinking that, but you got to figure that out. And it all kind of comes together towards the end with the characters.
Fantastic. We have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big broadcast. So what's been some feedback that you've gotten on the book so far?
Everyone that has read it loves it, even some people who aren't really into the whole magic or different realms or any of that. That's not really their forte of books. Have read it, and they love it so far. After reading the first the introduction into it, they're just like drawn to it. They just got to keep going, and I'm like, that's great.
We have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big program, Coast to Coast and Border to Border on iHeartRadio and also AMFM247.com. So for the folks that have never played Dungeons & Dragons or have never been involved with Dungeons & Dragons, kind of explain how the book and all Dungeons & Dragons and everything kind of comes together. Explain all this to us. You're the expert. Tell us all about it, my friend.
So Dungeons & Dragons kind of worked where you got a storyline where you get to kind of pick your characters, pretty much whether you want them to have special abilities, what those special abilities are, and then they have one person who kind of creates the idea behind it. And as the characters are playing, where you're rolling dice and, either damaging your AP or building it up or, working through your points as far as killing yourself off. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but it happens. You never know. It's always based on the roll of the dice. But as you progress through the story, everybody kind of comes up with like what their next step is as far as what will happen next, it just makes for an interesting story, because even though the person who came up with the initial idea, they don't really know what direction it goes with, but they just kind of work with what story they have.
We have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big program here on iHeartRadio. So when you put this book together, what were some of your goals for the book? Tell me a little bit about the whole process of bringing this book to life.
Well, putting together was a load of fun. I had a few friends that were, helping me and reading it and kind of like would give me ideas, or if they didn't like, this particular monster, they would help me like kind of decide on what a different monster was, or kind of work towards creating, better characters or calming some down because some were a little extreme. And I mean, it took some time, but I mean, altogether, I think it was a great storyline, so it wasn't hard to get published or get it out there.
We have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big program, and you're joining us here on iHeartRadio as well. So what are some of your, goals for the book? What do you want readers to take away from your writing of the book? Give us more details there, my friend.
Well, I want it to be like an easy read for, young adults. That way, they read it, they love it. It's not one of those books that you pick up and it's like 5 inches thick and you're going, oh, I got to read this. I want it to be, not too short but not too long. So it's one of those things that I'm fine with creating a series for, because as it progresses, I think it'll do better. People will like it better. It's just an easy, quick read, depending on the person. I mean, I hope that everybody loves it as they read it, but I can't help if people don't like it, but I hope everybody loves it.
Fantastic. Well, how do we communicate with you online and social media, buy your book, everything?
So there is a Facebook author page. It's Mercedes_Hubert_author. That's an easy way to reach out to me if you had any, questions or, wanted to say some things about the book. You could always leave reviews on Amazon, but the author page is the easiest way to reach me. I do have an Instagram. It's the same, Mercedes_Hubert_author.
Mercedes Hubert with us today. She joins us live here on our big program, and you're joining us coast to coast and border to border on iHeartRadio as well. So tell me a little bit about being a Gen Z author and writing for that sect.
I think it just it comes with the age and the type of mindset of the readers. You know, this whole fantasy generation is almost dying off, but it's still going strong. I just think this is going to be one of those unique generations as far as Gen Zs go, as far as what they write and how they write it in a way that captures readers to really engage and understand what they're writing.
We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast, coast to coast, border to border on iHeartRadio. Also, AMFM, 247.com. Tune in, iTunes, and you can find us each and every day over there at JiggyJaguar.com. So, what is next for you as an author, and how can fans reach out to you, my friend?
Facebook. I definitely say Facebook. Facebook. I have the Mercedes_Hubert_author is the easiest way. It's the same for Instagram. Those are probably the most two popular ways to reach me. I would definitely encourage anybody who wants to, know more or is interested just to reach out to me.
Fantastic. Well, you have got a great book here. Thanks for being with us today. Thanks for joining us, and we will talk to you soon. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day, my friend.
You too. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. There she goes, and there we go. We're going to take a break, and we got more coming up on the... There she goes, and there we go. We're going to take a break, and we...